Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the AEW Ringside exclusive Konosuke Takeshita figure from Jazwares. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks awesome, and I know I've said this before, but I'm pretty sure that they definitely put more love and care into the exclusives that Jazwares does, just because they always seem to just be a little bit more on point and a lot more consistent than the unrivaled or unmatched kind of standards. But yeah, they did a fantastic job here. I mean, I think the body type is pretty much dead on, especially for what we're going to get in plastic, and great gear. I mean, obviously this is the Ringside exclusive. He is also the chase figure for I think the current wave of the Unrivaled, I believe, and that's the all black gear. I actually prefer this, so I'm very glad this was kind of the easier one to get. And yeah, just to get those nice bright silvers, the red, black, white, just everything looks very, very nice. And you kind of see that motif going around. The boots are kind of basic, but works. Again, that's what he's wearing. And even the armbands, we got the plain one on the left arm, and then we get the kind of little touch of silver here on the right. Really, really nice. So awesome stuff all around. And then the likeness, and just they did a fantastic job. Again, sometimes they kind of come off as kind of cartoony for some of the AEW figures, but this one I think is pretty much dead on. They did a great job. I mean, I think if somebody touched this up with some extra paint, it would be photorealistic. Not only that, I love that they did the hair as a separate piece and have his ears kind of poking out behind the bangs. That's a great touch. I love that they did that. That's kind of this just nice little extra bit of detail that I think really just drives home, kind of the likeness and the just genuine feel of the wrestler. So yeah, really great looking figure. We get a really nice loadout of accessories here, so let's jump right in. And starting with hands, right out of the box, we do get a pair of fists, and then we get a pair of our requisite C-grips. Then after that, we do get two different head sculpts. So we get the one we looked at in the last section, which is kind of the neutral, kind of blank expression, if you will. And then we get the yelling head sculpt that'll focus eventually, someday, I hope. There we go. And yeah, again, same thing with the hair and the ears. I just thought, I love that touch. And yeah, yelling face looks really good. The yelling faces can be hit or miss, especially on figures that are supposed to be of actual people. And yeah, no, they nailed it there. Then finally, we get his entrance jacket, and I love this. It is a very pleather material. You can see it does wrinkle pretty easily, but I think over time that might kind of work itself out. I hope so. But I got the cool design here on the back. I got all those kind of darker red stripes, and beyond that, just kind of a light material on the inside. So I don't think this will stain the figure as well, which is all extra nice. The hood does go over the head, as you saw in the intro. Would have liked it to have been a little bit, I guess, more forward to kind of cover the head a little bit better. But for what it is, just absolutely fantastic work. So yeah, that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here are really nice. However, there are a couple of things to remark on, and we'll get into that. So freestanding kicks, no problems, excellent. Actually, it did take a little bit, and we're going to get into why. But the head is on the ball hinge that we have been seeing with all the AEW figures. And my first issue is that the head pops off super easy. So as you can see, it is that ball disc. But yeah, so you're not really getting any up just because the hair sculpt. Can look down, but again, yeah, the head just pops off super easy. I wonder if that's just mine. You get some rotation and not really any tilt. Then for the shoulders, you can come up just past the T. We do get bicep swivel, double jointed elbows coming all the way in half. We get hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal. We get our ball joint at the diaphragm, ball joint at the waist. Just gonna give us a respectable amount of crunch. Respectable arch back, little bit of side to side, but not a ton. We do get rotation coming from both of those joints. Go to the hips and almost full splits, beautiful. Front kick is hindered, unfortunately. We are running into the sculpt, so no big boots going on here, even if you kind of twist the leg a little bit. Unfortunately, we do get thigh swivel. The left leg on mine is stuck. So there we go. So the right, as you can see, it's hidden very, very well because it just starts right where his gear ends. Then we get double jointed knees coming to just about 90 because of those pads. Bicep swivel, boot swivel. Also, I will say the legs here are very, very rubbery, and that's why it took a bit to get into that kick pose. But also just kind of, yeah, something worth noting because it's actually freezing here where I am. But yeah, those are definitely very, very loose. So be aware of that. Then we get some really nice point, some really nice forward, and lots of rocker. So that'll do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other AEW figures, with some other wrestling lines, with some domestics, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the AEW Ringside exclusive Konosuke Takeshita figure from Jazwares is that this is a great figure. Again, I feel like they put a lot more effort into these exclusives. Just again, the likenesses are a little bit more on. Everything seems a little bit more dialed in, and yeah, definitely cannot recommend enough. Certainly, if you're a fan of Konosuke or just collecting all the AEW figures. So that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, hope to see you back here because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. And with all of that being said, I just hope you're well. Hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.